Welcome to the series where we play every Harry Potter game chapter by chapter. Chapter 6 is about a single day of Harry's first second year classes. The first playable classes in most games aren't actually this first day, having different lessons, and make no claims about how much time has passed since arriving at school. Before going to any classes, during breakfast, Ron was supposed to receive a howler letter from his mother, scolding him for taking the car. None of these games include this scene, and instead it's straight to her biology class. Before going to class in the PS1 version, the Weasley twins and Cullen tell Harry about some optional stuff in this game. Cullen has a photo album that Harry can use to relive memories, giving it sense to replay previous levels where he may have missed a wizard card. Fred and George will also trade cards for 50 beans each. In the first PS1, PC, and GBA games, collecting every card in the Folio Magi unlocked the slightly extended ending where Ron gives Harry a wizard card of himself. But the rewards in the second PlayStation 1 game are more palpable, unlocking fervent challenges of duos against the sweet champions of the other houses, which require a certain number of cards for the portraits to deem Harry worthy. If he is able to win against these formidable opponents, he will be able to access the mysterious Founder's Tower. The GBC version retains the approach of making cards common finds with multiple copies each that are expended in card combinations and battles. The new gameplay impacts of cards and other Chamber of Secrets games will be covered in later episodes. Harry goes to Herbology in the LEGO GBC and PS1 versions to learn about mandrakes in his first second year class. The PlayStation version continues its trend of making getting around Hogwarts a long trek, but on the way around the castle to the greenhouses there's nothing interactable, not even beans. It reminds me of where Harry chased Malfoy for the Limbo in the first game. There is another race to get to class on time to avoid losing house points, and the difficulty continues to ramp up compared to these timed sections in the first game. There is also a reward for making it under a certain time, but I couldn't make it that fast. In class, Professor Sprout teaches the spell Incendio Duo, and unfortunately the same button-pressing minigame rears its ugly head again. This time it doesn't require Harry to keep trying until he can do it well, instead grading him and rewarding him house points based on how well he did, the wiser approach from the first PC and GBA games. Like those games, learning the spell is only half the score received in class, and Harry next needs to practically apply his learning. Sprout tells Harry about mandrakes and makes him wear ear protection against their dangerous cry, tasking him to bring back as many of these screaming plants as he can in Greenhouse 3. Hermione appears from the area ahead and provides crucial details about the nature of the task. The mandrakes are under attack from slugs that Harry must fend off and exterminate with Incendio Duo. Sprout said nothing about what this spell she just taught does, even if
Sprout
is not especially murderous this year. This game makes her appear either incompetent for not being able to keep pests out of the greenhouse, or a professor like Snape who mixes in unexpected complications for Harry. I was able to save 4 out of 5 mandrakes. After leaving, the game continues its commitment of allowing Harry to try again with the option to retry the Herbology lesson for a better grade. This is especially important because there are awards for the house with the best GPA in Herbology and Defense Against the Dark Arts, as yet another optional challenge in this game. The LEGO game has the most faithful mandrake class, with the students working together, putting on earmuffs and prodding the whiny loot babies. With this new knowledge, Harry and friends are able to extricate a mandrake blocking the way out of the courtyard, that 3 Hufflepuff prefects are trying to subdue with magic. Her biology is in the greenhouse labeled 2 in the Game Boy Color version, which is an air. Even though it's the second year, and first year classes were in Greenhouse 1, the mandrake lesson was actually in Greenhouse 3. Greenhouse 2 isn't ever mentioned in the books. Once again, Professor Sprout is made to look bad, because when she temporarily leaves, the mandrakes escape to the back of the greenhouse, and Harry's the only student who realizes none of the others can hear him with earmuffs. A big miss in this game is said earmuffs being invisible. It shouldn't be that hard to draw some earmuffs on. Or they could give earmuffs as a headgear item that when equipped gives strong protection against mandrakes, but maybe is otherwise inferior to a more well-rounded item, for example. Harry goes into the back of Greenhouse 2, alone, and fights his way through a maze to find the mandrakes, and then defeat them as well to be able to collect them. He brings them back. Professor Sprout apologizes for the incident and dismisses class. She then reteaches Harry Incendio. The stronger duo and trio versions of spells are unlocked by using a spell enough in battle, and I suppose they wanted to preserve that progression from the first GBC game rather than also learning Incendio duo here with less room to level it up, or having to introduce 4th tier spells. The PS1 version has been criticized for teaching these stronger variants of existing spells as classes, but it doesn't bother me that much. Dual versions of spells had been pre-established in the first GBC game, and I'd take that over repeating first year curriculum, though no spells would of course be ideal. After her biology in the book, the second year Gryffindors go to Transfiguration to learn how to turn Beetles into buttons. This class isn't in any game, but on GBC I had Harry go to the empty Transfiguration classroom where he fought a knight in the skull. There is a single Transfiguration class in regular Harry Potter that can be played at any time. During the first year, a Slytherin prefect guards the stairs, but can be snuck past with the invisibility cloak. I decided to do that class now that he's gone. Professor McGonagall teaches a spell that turns the target into a harmless Frogger rat, and Harry, Ron, and Hermione have to demonstrate it against dummies. This spell is meant to be just for fun and not that useful, but it can be used to pull off some wicked glitzes. After Transfiguration, Harry meets Cohen Creevey for the first time in the book, and he can be encountered with his signature camera in the Lego version. The main practical use of mandrakes in this game is to break glass with their shrieking, and this is put to practice to break the barrier to the next class, Defense Against the Dark Arts. Professor Lockhart tries to teach about Cornus Pixies and how to defeat them with the Immobilis spell, but accidentally releases too many and frees from them, leaving Harry, Ron, and Hermione to have to clean them up. The same class is in Game Boy Color, except Lockhart doesn't teach an effective spell against them.
Pesky pixie pest!
Surprisingly, rather than a regular battle, the Pixies are defeated in a shooting gallery game. After this more canonical version of the class, Ron and Hermione join Harry's party. There are no lessons after PS1 Herbology, so that's it for this chapter. Most of the classes the games come up with are completely original, and you will see that starting in the next episode.